everybody. Harrison on WNBC, WNBC, WNBC. How's it going, everybody? Hey, Untitled Chapter Dark. How's it going? It's Sunday night. Woo! End of the weekend, and really, we're kind of bored. Well, at least Mecca. Well, at least Mecca is, isn't she? Mecca, are you bored?
Am I bored? Not really. We're doing this, so of course I'm not bored.
Right. Yeah, dear. Yeah, way to kill the bit.
I mean, yes, I'm very bored. Let's do a show.
Hey, I'm Rob Robot Shlomo, coming from Shabby Road Studios. And with me is Mr. Tom Connors.
Good evening, sir.
Yes. And with us, as always, is the ever ebullient and lovely and vivacious Mr. Mecca Random.
Hello.
Yes. No, John Hyatt. That is not Stern. That's Don Imus. WNBC. Hey, I'm Solomon here. WNBC. So, all right.
Although I do think they have the character in Private Parts, do they not?
Yeah, he's portrayed by well, he was the big guy at NBC at the time.
I haven't seen that in so long. Is that out on Blu-ray? I should check that out if it is.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, it's probably an older copy, but
oh well, I haven't seen the movie in 10, 15 years probably.
I have it on regular DVD, but
I haven't seen it since it came out.
Yeah, love that.
I'm sure half of it's bullshit, but oh well.
No, it's pretty much the same as the book. I mean,
well, I know, but I mean, I'm sure all the stuff that happened in his career side is true, but I'm willing to bet a lot of the stuff that happened in his personal life was made up because it wasn't long after that came out to get divorced and shit.
Yeah, Allison left him around.
Or was it a couple years after that?
It was a couple years after. It's like a couple years,
a year
or two after.
That's not why we're here. We're here to talk about some Venom. We're here to talk about some Equalizer.
Maybe that's not why you're here, but that's why I'm here.
Well, you'll rather talk about that. But we also are going to talk about some John Candy later because we lost him 25 years ago today. So that's a big deal. Yeah. I know for Rob and I know Mecca's a fan too. So we're all going to talk about that a little bit too later. So let's get right to the news. Of course, we talked a little while ago about Venom 2 happening. They may be looking for a director though. Tell us a little bit about that. Situation.
Yeah, I saw the ad on the listing on Indeed. Wanted director, no fixed affiliation, willing to pay scale. Yeah, let me tell you, they're not looking to pay a whole lot for a director of Venom. Yes, no, okay, that wasn't on Indeed. It was on Monster. Who uses Monster anymore anyway? So just like Sony though, to post a job listing for a director on Monster is something that nobody uses.
I was just gonna say, evidently Sony still uses them. So if you're telling the truth, which obviously you are,
I just got a job with LinkedIn. Oh yeah, doing what? Trying to figure out why people don't use LinkedIn. So, so anyway, this CBR reported. CBR, the Anita Sarkeesian of pop culture websites.
Well, they're not the only ones reporting it, but they have the most information in this one report. So we're just gonna go with this.
All right, well, report Venom 2 searching for a new director. Production starts this fall. Nicole Soban, whatever the hell her name is, I don't care. Director Ruben Fleischer is reportedly not returning for Venom 2. In January, Variety confirmed that a sequel to Venom was officially in the works, with screenwriter Kelly Marcel returning to pen the feature. At that time, the outlet suggested Fleischer might not return due to his commitment to Zombieland Double Tap. Discussing Film is now reporting that Fleischer will not return and that Sony Pictures is looking for a new director for the movie, which will reportedly start production in early November. Although this isn't confirmation Fleischer won't return, there's a good chance it's accurate, especially if the production start date proves true. Should Venom 2 start production in November as reported, it's safe to presume Fleischer would still be tied up in post-production on Zombieland's sequel. It remains to be seen who the studio will bring in to direct the film. However, an announcement shouldn't be too far off, as pre-production generally begins 6 months out. Venom, which was directed by Ruben Fleischer, starred Tom Hardy as Eddie Woody Allen Brock. No, it wasn't Eddie Brock. That was Ed Mellish. I don't know who that was. So, Michelle Williams as Anne Wang, Riz Ahmed as Carlton Drake, aka Riot, and Jenny Slate as Dr. Dora Skirth.
Didn't Michelle
film-
Williams? Oops, sorry.
No, go ahead.
So didn't she just recently say in an interview when somebody asked her about Venom that she had no clue what that movie was about? I could have
She would say that.
The movie's actually decent. I did finally see it not too long ago. It's not too bad. I mean, it is what you'd expect out of a Venom movie, I guess, without Spider-Man.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, the way they asked her, wasn't very complimentary.
You're a whore.
So okay. Anyway. Back to the story.
So yeah, who do you see possibly taking this on? I have no clue. I mean, I know I've seen a few articles already where 10 possible directors, like
Norm Macdonald. Now, Norm Macdonald's always my go-to. Whenever someone says, "Well, who do you see at Norm Macdonald?" Venom. There, get over there and get the arms and you put it in the slobber and the tongue and I go just hey, buddy, Michelle, get over here and make out with Eddie. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
Has he ever directed anything?
No, I don't care. I don't think so. But I don't care. Who cares? It's just be funny.
It's just graphic once. They're not doing.
Directed. There's that movie, adult movie we filmed. But let's not talk about that.
Bro. Mecca, did you see Venom?
I didn't see Venom. No.
Norm Macdonald's criminally underused. Let's just talk about. That's more interesting. Norm Macdonald's more interesting. He's criminally underused.
Yeah, I'm Venom. I'll bite your head off. It's not gonna.
I haven't watched it if Norm Macdonald were in Venom. I probably would.
Yeah, that Peter Parker. He's a good kid, but he's a bit mashugany. You know that? Hey.
I'm seriously a reporter. Don't mind the camera. I'm not going to take any tasteless pictures or anything like that. I'm not one of those kind of guys.
How about Norm Macdonald as J. Jonah Jameson? How would that work? Okay. Hey, give me pictures of Spider-Man. He goes, Jonah, don't give me that. You don't give me that. Don't be an asshole, Parker.
So many dead hookers. What's with all the pictures of dead hookers?
Well, it's New York, Mr. Jameson.
Why are they all in my apartment?
What? Oh God, what's that unfunny? What's that unfunny little turd Trevor Noah doing on the same page? Oh, okay, well his picture disappeared from the feed. Okay, Tom, I'm about to
the Oscars. Was he at the Oscars? If he was, I missed it.
Yeah, he was presenting for
oh yeah, that's right. I forgot
for Black Panther or whatever.
And, the moment was still waiting. Garth. Period. Hands down.
And yeah, he decided it was a good idea to insult the audience in Swahili. There you go. And you wonder why nobody watches your show, you fucking idiot.
Really?
CD Horde says hello all and howdy to Mecca.
Hello.
Yeah. Of course. What's left of the what's left of the Daily Show
and all of our mods out there. I had a meeting with him earlier, so
yeah. So
gotta give them a shout out for all the help they give us on the Facebook group. But you were saying, Rob? So.
Yeah. So yeah, shout out to all the mods. Yeah! Okay. So anyway,
Norm Macdonald is John McClane. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah, well, the best place to broadcast be from the roof. Hey, send helicopters.
I had shoes on, and yeah, you caught me. I was masturbating with my shoes off. So. What are you gonna do?
Make little balls with your feet in the carpet. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, hey, let me tell you, there was a little filly down in New Orleans. Yeah, she was a real toe curler. Yeah, she did things with her feet that I can't say in front of the kids. That was before we were married,
This whole thing has turned into Norm Macdonald now. All right, so we'll see how Venom goes. I know you haven't seen Venom yet, so
no, maybe
a movie I did get to watch last night that's actually really good was The Equalizer. Have you seen that one?
No.
You ever seen the old TV show? Yeah, have you ever seen the old TV show though?
A bit. I've seen some of it.
Okay, so you're aware of it. You kind of know the gist of the show, right? It's I think like CIA or whatever, and he just kind of uses all his skills to help people out. And you know what the movie reminded me of, besides John Wick, which is funny because they bring this up too, is you ever seen the movie As Good as It Gets with Jack Nicholson?
Yes, I saw that one.
No.
Okay, The Equalizer is as good as it gets, but if Jack Nicholson could kill people.
See, that kind of sounds like a fun premise.
And that's what it is. He's like this ex-CIA guy. He's got all this like OCD shit. And either he does stuff because of just to be kind, or because this is what reminded me of As Good as It Gets, because it interrupts his life and schedule. So if it's going to interrupt his routine, well, and if he has to kill some people to make shit happen, that's what he does. You know, it's a kick-ass, pretty cool premise. I don't know, but we might get a part 3. So
is he working at Home Depot or something?
In the first one, yeah, I think he works at Home Depot, yeah, for a while.
Yeah, The Equalizer, starring Norm Macdonald. Yeah, that was just unloading these this pallet of plywood, and all of a sudden somebody comes in and shoots out the place, and I have to go get my gun, and I go shoot him. Yeah, but I tell you, there's blood everywhere.
What could I do?
What can I do? You know, I have to call someone for janitorial. Get some of the purple stuff out of the cleaning aisle, and we'll clean up the blood.
I had nothing to do with that.
I'll tell you, Norm Macdonald in every movie. He's criminally underused. Oh, Lord.
Yeah, I keep stealing the dead hooker joke. Have you ever seen Dirty Work? That has got to be Norm Macdonald's, best, because he's only starred in like 2 or 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
Screwed is like the only other movie I can think of offhand. But Dirty Work is fucking hilarious. Oh, my God. There's dead hookers everywhere. I've never seen so many dead hookers in all my life. Where'd all the dead hookers come from?
Oh, is it you ever Archers? That bit. Oh my God, you killed a hooker. Call girl, and she's a call. No, when they're dead, they're hookers.
Oh shit. Anyway, so yeah, Equalizer is a kick-ass movie. Antoine Fuqua is the director and I think co-writer of the series so far. Took 4 years to make a sequel, and ironically, this is the first time Denzel Washington ever did a sequel when he did Equalizer 2, and I didn't even think about that until last night. I'm like, oh yeah, he hasn't. So I'm kind of looking forward to an Equalizer 3. So tell us what's going on here. Right?
Yeah. Okay. H&M Entertainment's Nicholas Whitcomb spoke with screenwriter Richard Wenk earlier in the week. And
wait, what's his name?
Richard Wenk.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I did in the tool shed.
Giggity.
Well, Anderson said he wanted his walls whitewashed.
Oh.
See, everybody always asks, why do we goof around? If Mecca's laughing, that's how we know to keep going.
I laugh at everything, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, but when you unmute and we catch you off guard, those are the really good.
Yes.
So anyway, okay, Richard Wenk earlier in the week and previous topics posted. Okay, our exclusive Richard includes some stuff, blah blah. Expendables 2, some information, blah blah. Coming Universal Soldier, blah blah blah. Reimagining franchise later this year. Nick is a big fan of the Equalizer. I remember the parody on Letterman, the Regulator guy, with Chris Elliott. Anyways, Nick is a big fan of the Equalizer franchise, with Richard being the screenwriter on both films. We asked him a bunch of questions. So, okay, listen, they got to prove. Nick is a big. This is the sentence read. Nick is a big fan of the Equalizer franchise, and with Richard being the screenwriter on both films, asked him a bunch of in-depth questions about the film. See, okay, that's awkwardly worded. He asked them. Supposed to be he asked them, comma, he asked them a bunch of questions on the films. Working with Anton Fuqua and how he approached the character. I hate to be a grammar Nazi because I make plenty of fucking mistakes, but at the same time, proofread your shit. HN, moving along.
Very grammatically well put together for an article either.
Yeah. Moving to Equalizer franchise, which films personally love. Can you talk about the early discussions you had with Anton Fuqua About the direction for those. I'm sound like Arnold. About the direction for those films. Had caught myself a mid yawn. Okay, Wank. Let's see. I have to go back to that to the idea that the Equalizer title was presented to me years before by another studio, and I passed on it because I felt it was a really great TV show, and they should keep it as a TV show. Then several years later, Jason Blumenthal and Todd Black reached out and said they had acquired the rights, and before I could pass, they said that they also had spoken to Denzel Washington about playing this role, and that intrigued me. So the initial discussions were about the movie. Okay, interview. Interview. Okay, interview. One of most scenes. Okay, more stuff. Equalizer, John Wick film. Doesn't really say about the Equalizer sequel.
Well, then, you dumb sons of bitches. Should be in there somewheres.
Middle working world, Denzel. Very important. Denzel comes from heart, blah, blah, blah. We've been misled.
I thought it was in there somewheres.
Oh, man. Our audience is not very... there you done. You done it, HN. Our live studio audience is not happy about this. It's in here somewhere. Hold on. What's something Antoine comes? Equalizer. Both of Equalizer about Antoine McCall having international.
Yeah. Here
where he goes next, we've had what if discussions. Where? Yeah. We what if discussions many have led us to So yeah, that's your screw you, HN, okay?
Oh well. It is what it is.
Your heart was in the right place.
Oh, he didn't even spell wank right.
Oh Lord. Oh wow.
What else we got?
Let's talk some John Candy. What's your first memory of John Candy, Mecca?
God, probably Splash. That might have been the first movie I saw him in.
Rob?
Probably Blues Brothers.
I'm trying to think. It probably would be Ghostbusters for me. Either that or... Because I don't think I seen Blues Brothers until a little later.
See, when I was a kid, it was like John Candy, Rick Moranis, all the kind of SCTV people were huge movie stars for me. So pretty much anything with John Candy in it, I watched.
Yeah, I remember SCTV as a kid. I may have seen him there first. I'm trying to remember. But, I mean, I always knew he was just one of those guys. Even as a young kid, he was one of those actors I knew, his name, his face, his voice. I remember he had, the cartoon on Saturday mornings. He was always making great cameos like Home Alone. The Vacation movies. Ryan Giger just brought that up, or Geiger just brought that up, however you pronounce it. He wasn't even supposed to be in that. They reshot that ending. The original ending had Clark taking whoever was left in the park hostage, and he took them up to Roy Wally's house, and they were gone, so he made them perform, or they were there too, or whatever, but he took them all hostage and made them perform on stage, but it got like really dark. So they reshot the entire ending with John Candy.
Well, the original ending of the short story that was in National Lampoon was a Vacation 53 or whatever it was. The dad goes to Walt. It's Walt Disney. The dad goes to Walt Disney's house and shoots him and ends up in prison. Yeah, and they all fly back home to Chicago.
See, that almost sounds like the end of Christmas Vacation, only it's Randy Quaid.
Kind of. Yeah, it's similar in a way.
It's not as dark. Not as dark as what you're describing.
What pisses me off is they talk about it on the Blu-ray and DVD, but they don't have the scene on there. It sucks.
Yeah.
Well, no,
maybe it doesn't exist anymore. Maybe it got lost.
Well, I thought they mentioned something about they had it. Maybe they just couldn't get clearance for it or something like that. That happens too. But yeah, he was in Heavy Metal as a voice. Yeah. Great Outdoors is a great movie.
Oh, I love that one. Spaceballs.
Right. Spaceballs, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. I mean, he's just been in so many. I remember the day hearing that he passed away was just like, oh man, you know.
Uncle
So I think
Buck
he was
is
like
still taken
47,
from.
something like
Yeah,
that.
he's young.
Yeah.
Uncle Buck, yeah, is probably one of his biggest films and most well known. That's of course the picture I have up here. He kind of was like everybody's Uncle Buck in a way, you know. He just he always had a. I mean, Only the Lonely was another one of his movies that most people don't remember. Of course, there's Armed and Dangerous. There's Harry Crumb.
Was Only the Lonely the one with Ali Sheedy?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that was a good movie.
John Hughes either wrote and directed it. I can't remember which. But yeah, that was another one that was.
I remember
John Hughes.
I remember. Actually, he was 43 when he died, which is wow. He died in Mexico, Durango, Mexico.
Only 43. Yeah, while he was filming Beast, yeah, which is a shitty movie, unfortunately.
It wasn't good.
He was also he was also in a movie called Canadian Bacon. He was also Cool Runnings. Don't forget that one.
Yeah, Cool Runnings was probably his last big movie. Canadian Bacon got released, I think, in Canada first, and then like a year after his death in the U.S. Delirious is the movie you're thinking of, Alan Sparks, where he gets sucked into his own soap opera.
Oh, that was a good one too.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones here. Once Upon a
Volunteers.
Just a plethora of great comedies through. I mean, it was like
Brewster's Millions.
Yep. Yeah, for a while he was always the second guy, the with Tom Hanks and Richard Pryor and all those, and then eventually kind of came into his own. But I mean, I would have loved to have seen him and Steve Martin do a couple more movies together. That would have been great.
Oh, he was also in one of Kathleen Kennedy's first movies, 1941.
Yeah, that's true. He's a fit part in there.
Is that on DVD? Is that on Blu-ray or DVD?
Yes, and actually it's the extended edition on Blu-ray, so you can see even more garbage.
Well, how weird though. But how weird though is it though? Not to shift the conversation to Kathleen Kennedy though. That the one movie everyone says, oh well, she has to know something. She's a producer. But the one movie that she worked with Steven Spielberg as a creative, in a creative capacity, was what people regard as his worst movie, and it's one of those movies that's terrible, but you can't stop watching it for some reason. I don't understand why. Maybe it's just count the different cameos. So
it was a movie that I could tell what Spielberg was up to when you watch it, but I think it was just way too ambitious for the time. He was trying to do one of those "It's a Mad, 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 Mad World" type movies, where you have this big, humongous cast and this big, boisterous, movie. And I think half the problem is I think a lot of people wanted to do like their own thing, and I think there's a lot of improvisation. So I think
improvisation, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that between that and like a lot of the guys weren't necessarily doing exactly. I don't know. I don't even know if Spielberg really had a vision. Is what I'm trying to get at, because it almost seems like half the people are in two different movies sometimes, especially Belushi. Like he's doing his own thing through that whole fucking movie, and it's like way out there. And then you have the rest of the cast that are kind of doing this old school, golden Hollywood kind of comedy, kind of slapstick type shit.
Won't fly today though. A lot of that won't fly today.
Oh no! And Spielberg even said of all his movies, that was the one time he didn't really think he felt like he was into it, I guess.
Yeah. Susan Backlany, who actually was the person eaten by the shark in Jaws, she's actually in it too.
Playing basically the same part, yeah.
Yeah. And this time you actually do get to see her naked. So, which is So, yeah, she still appears like.
By the way, Rob, you should upgrade to the Jaws Blu-ray. You can see a hell of a lot more than you're used to.
Oh, really? Oh,
giggity. So, like boobs. Nice.
Well, that scene was shot to be during the daytime originally.
Well, yeah, it was a night for day.
Sundown, really? It was really sundown.
Yeah, well.
But they wanted to, they used the tint, the filter, you know.
Yeah, see, people always like to use other flubs and stuff when we complain about like Discovery. But the difference is, other times when movies or TV shows have like little flubs or mistakes or something, you can forgive it because it's good and entertaining.
Yes. But we were saying about John Candy, though.
He would make a much better Star Trek for sure.
Maybe. Do you think maybe he was in Star Trek? Does he?
I don't think so.
Star Trek on his acting credits. So.
Well, he was in Spaceballs. That's
kind of, yeah. The Schwartz.
I'm a Mog. A Mog? Half man, half dog. I'm my own best friend.
Yeah. We were saying, somebody pointed out, maybe that's Kathleen Kennedy's problem. She thinks Star Wars is Spaceballs.
Well, maybe.
Mm-hmm. So.
All we need a Druish princess. Funny. She doesn't look Druish.
I've probably seen Spaceballs more than I've seen Star Wars, to be honest. Than at least the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
It's so good. I mean, like John Candy was just priceless in that. He is so memorable and absolutely everything. This is why we can sit here and name off 24 movies he's been in, because even in something small like Home Alone, he's memorable.
Yeah, and even Little Shop of Horrors. I was gonna say there's still probably a good half dozen titles that we haven't mentioned. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because he did a lot of Canadian movies before he came down here too, I think, as well. Because wasn't there one that was like, it was either a prequel or something related with, because he did another cop movie before Armed and Dangerous. I can't remember what it was called, but it was a Canadian movie.
No, I had his filmography up.
Yeah, and I think it actually has like 2 or 3 different names. Call the Cops or something like that. It's called.
Let me see.
Of course, I have to bring up Dr. Tongue's 3D House of Stewardesses. I have to bring that up. It was this SCTV skit, basically a cheesy sort of B-movie thing.
Isn't he in Nothing But Trouble as well?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Wow, his first role goes back to 1973, Class of 44, uncredited. It seemed like a good idea at the time. Tunnel Vision, The Clown Murders, Find the Lady's Silent Partner, Lost and Found, 1941, Top Kid, the Blues Brothers, Deadly Companions, Stripes, Heavy Metal, It Came to Hollywood. Oh, I remember that one. National Lampoon's Vacation, Going Berserk, Splash, Brewster's Millions, Sesame Street Presents, Follow That Bird, Summer Rental, Volunteers. Volunteers is actually not a bad movie. Armed and Dangerous, Little Shop of Horrors, Spaceballs, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, The Great Outdoors, She's Having a Baby. It's a Kevin Bacon movie. Kevin Bacon and Maureen McGovern, I think it is.
He's an actor in the John Hughes movie, that's why. Oh, yeah, he does the voice of the horse and Hot to Trot. I totally spaced that out.
Who's Harry Crumb?
Oh, God, Don the Horse?
What?
Don the Horse on Hot to Trot. Yeah, I forgot about that one, too.
Yeah. He did 3 movies in '89. Who's Harry Crumb? Speed Zone, and Uncle Buck. He was a very in-demand actor. Masters of Menace, Home Alone, Rescuers Down Under.
Ironically, Speed Zone is technically Cannonball Run 3.
He was in 5 films in 1991. Nothing But Trouble, Career Opportunities, The Only the Lonely, Delirious, and JFK. He had a bit part in JFK. Once Upon a Crime, Boris and Natasha, Rookie of the Year.
Oh, that's right. He was in JFK too, but you missed who directed him in Volunteers.
It was
Nicholas Meyer.
Oh yeah. Oh, Nicholas Meyer. Nice.
Yeah.
No wonder why it's pretty good. And Canadian Bacon was his last
yeah, it was unfortunate. That was his last completed film.
Yeah. Wagons East was
his last film he was in while he died, yeah. And they used like a few shots of CGI and other shit to finish it off.
Didn't they have to like reshoot half of the movie because he died halfway through it, and that's partly why it wasn't that good, or?
I think you're. Well, I think.
Or was it just the tail end of that kind of?
I think there wasn't much left. I think they got about 2/3 of it done, was kind of the same thing with Chris Farley's last movie. They got pretty much most of it done. I'm sure they had to reshoot a little bit of it to work around it. I believe they used like a body double, and I know they use CGI, like in the one bar scene, you can really tell, and like it's like they take him from another shot and put him in there and something else. Yeah, for the time, because it was really, early days of CGI.
Yeah, died of presumed myocardial infarction, which is a heart attack.
We actually, then they said part of it was probably because of where they were filming and stuff was taking a toll on him and shit really bad.
Yeah, Mexico. Yeah, Durango, Mexico.
Yeah. No, actually, Richie Poole, which is ironic. We just talked about that the other night. Candy was supposed to be in Ghostbusters. He was actually supposed to play the part of Louis Tully. But as the story goes, he wanted to do something a little different with the part than what they wanted to do. And in the end, they came to an impasse, and he's like, you know what? You know who'd be great for this part? Ricky. So they brought Rick Moranis in, and the rest is history, basically.
Yeah, a lot of SCTV alums actually were in those kind of movies. Think about.
Well, it was meant to be a Stripes reunion. That's why. That was the whole point. That's why John Candy was in it. But he wanted to do it with a German accent. He wanted 2 Doberman pinchers with him. I think I said this. I think he ended up doing the same character in like Who's Harry Crumb or something like that. But that was his whole idea. And they're like, it was funny, but it was too distracting. And it wasn't exactly what they needed for the part. But of course, Rick Moranis was perfect. So.
Yeah, and like I said, those 2 actors were probably like the biggest actors in the 80s when I was a kid, for me anyway. Or Steve Guttenberg was up there too, but I would watch pretty much anything that John Candy was in. He was absolutely.
Well, he's arguably Canada's biggest import for a long time, until Jim Carrey, probably.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Molson beer. Other than Molson beer, yeah. Durango. What kind of place is Durango, Mexico? Never heard of it. So let me see what kind of place this is. Durango.
Well, Mexico's hot and deserty.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well, they said he was like, the lifestyle he lived and stuff like that. He ate, drank a lot.
He didn't take care of himself. He really didn't. Yeah.
I mean, I never heard stories of him being a mean drunk or on any hard drugs or anything like that. But I've heard, he liked to eat and drink, though, just like any other big guy.
Well, there's that thing about Dangle, that. But Boomhauer said on King of the Hill, well, man, that Dangle Bobby Hill, man, fat kid's always the funnest one, man. Like John Candy, Dangle dug his grave, knife and fork. Oh, poor, it makes me sad. Very kind of affable guy. Yeah,
But he's still remembered 25 years later.
Oh yeah.
Never had a scandal. Never heard a bad story about the guy. I mean, even look at like Ghostbusters. Like I said, any other person would have been like, motherfucker, I lost out on one of the biggest opportunities in my life. But instead, he handed it over to one of his best friends, basically, and said, here, this is the guy you want for the part. And basically made Rick Moranis' career with that.
Nice doggy. I think I got a milk bone for you.
It's not supposed to be any pets in the building. I'm going to bring it up at the next tenants meeting.
Well, okay. Well, we're going on 34 minutes.
Yeah, we're going to probably wrap this up here pretty soon. Yeah. So, but yeah, Great Outdoors is another one most people don't bring up.
I love when the bears jumping on them.
Yeah.
That was hysterical. It's just that's actually
fun there too. That's the scary part. Because I imagine he did a lot of his own stunts. What are the odds of you finding a stunt guy that can do a lot of the shit? Because he did a lot of like physical humor, like Chris Farley.
Yeah, for anyone who's never seen The Great Outdoors,
one of the best, great ass movie. I got that one on Blu-ray, of course. I got a lot of his good movies on Blu-ray. They're out there, but Big Bear chase me.
No, that's one of the better movies. That's so quotable, you know, the blowed out your ass line. There's so many great there's so many great memorable moments in these movies, and we don't have this type of movie nowadays where you can just say, "Oh, and remember the scene with the steak, remember the raccoons, remember the bear, remember the." No, you don't have movies like that nowadays because you don't have actors like this and talent like this nowadays.
And it's sad that that movie didn't do better at the box office because it would have been perfect for a sequel or even a television series. Of course, John Candy and Dan Aykroyd both were way too big for series back then. But what do you got up here?
That's him under the bear. I've heard seen that. I thought that was hysterical when I saw it.
Go find a washing machine. Yeah, I was find a washing machine. What the hell does that mean? Just don't do it.
All right.
See, quotable. There's so many quotable lines in that movie.
Oh, fuck yes. Yeah. You know what they're made out of, right? No, I don't want to know. Lips and assholes. So I guess I like lips and assholes.
Who wants an orange whip? Orange whip? Orange whip? 3 orange whips.
Yeah, I'm always stealing that for shit. I think that's where we got the crawler line for the from. Crawlers? You got a crawler? Crawler forever? Yeah, that's where I stole that from.
Yeah. Yeah. How about some crawlers? Get some crawlers. You like everybody like crawlers? Like crawlers?
Yeah. But of course, you know, hands down his best movie ever has got to be Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. He was so robbed for an Oscar, at least nomination for that movie.
Oh, absolutely. He had such depth too.
Yeah.
Oh, you kind of forget that he you know, he was such a good comedic actor, but he was such a good actor too. He had depth, he had heart. When you like even on Home Alone, when you see him on screen, you feel everything that he's saying. And especially Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, you see these sort of movies. And this is why these sort of like he was so well loved. This is why we're still talking about him 25 years later, because yeah, you had actual talent and he wasn't just a funny guy falling down making jokes like a Melissa McCarthy is now or somebody. And I guess she's okay. She's probably a bad example, but you have a lot of these actors.
Probably the closest to him, yeah. But,
yeah, you have a lot of these actors who just rely on their physical comedy, especially heavier sized actors. And to have somebody like John Candy who could have won an Oscar had they given him a chance, you know, same thing with Robin Williams, you know, you get these sort of actors with that comedic level.
Well, Robin Williams did, but yeah.
Yeah, well, I know, I'm just like kind of using him as an example of, you know, here's another comedic actor who they did give the opportunity to.
But that was for a non-comedic role, of course. But
yeah, exactly. Had John Candy probably lived a little longer, I think we would have seen him kind of go more into the dramatic stuff and been kind of in kind of a lot of the roles that we see like for John Goodman now, like the 10 Cloverfield Lane sort of movies. And
yeah, you're not wrong, probably. I mean, but just that speech he gives at the end of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, if that does not like just get you, then you're not a person, I swear. You know, he's like, I like me, you know, my wife likes me. I like me. And, you know, and then he confesses that his wife's been dead and he doesn't have a home and all this shit. You know, it's like, that's some powerful shit right at the end of that movie there. And everybody overlooks that movie just because of the, you know, it's a goofy kind of gross out road comedy up until that point. But this is a real guy who's really, you know, hurting and has nobody. And you can see it in just that one little scene with him and Steve Martin when Steve Martin decides to take him home. You know, it's like that all that shit before didn't matter because, you know, he got to know this guy and he was real and he was genuine, even though he wasn't telling the truth the whole time necessarily. He wasn't necessarily lying either. You know, it was just the perfect role for the guy. And it never, ever, ever got enough credit.
Nope. Oh, well, anyway. I really don't have anything here, so stretch. But,
no, I think that's about it, unless anybody's got anything to talk about in the chat.
Unless anybody wants to hear
some fan news, but I couldn't find anything, so unless
we already want to hear something about Star Trek Discovery.
Or Brie Larson. I guess they're doing an AMA or something on Twitter tomorrow. Like the Star
that'll go well.
How many people are going to be blocked automatically?
Bree, it's Rob and Tom from Midnight's Edge. Hey, you got a minute? Oh, what? How they can hear it. Oh my God.
How many people are going to get banned for saying, I heard you hate white dudes? Oh, that's gonna be a fiasco. That's gonna be fun.
Yeah, I was listening to Robert Meyer Burnett, and it says, "Oh well, Brie Larson has the right to say whatever she wants." I'm like, yeah, and I have the right to say she's an idiot. That's so. Well, what can I tell you? I always say free speech is a two-way street.
Yeah,
that's
another one. Cool Runnings. He didn't get nominated for that either. That was a bunch of horse shit. That was one of his more serious roles, even though it's a comedy. Yeah. Well, what's up?
Well, Doomcock had a video before about STD. He said that season 3 pretty much is going to be just like short Trek like sketches, like bits. According
it kind of is now, though. I mean, look at the Tilly Stamets comedy hour or whatever the hell they're doing.
Tilly Stamets comedy. Well, it's a bunch of scripts that they probably had slapped together.
Yeah.
Well, wasn't he basically saying they're just going to be the Trek shorts, which we already heard they're going to do more of anyway?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. Well, anyway, like I said, we can complain about Star Trek Discovery.
Well, here's the thing, though. Here's my thought on that. If they do that, from what I've heard, if they actually go through with that and they really scale back on their special effects budget, what are the Drekkies going to say when they don't have anything else to complement the show on? They take away all the special effects and the visual effects that they love so much and they always compliment, because that's the only good thing they can say. Oh, I love it because the effects and it looks cinematic. What are they going to say when they take those away?
They're really exploring the characters now. Troy Tempest, Australian, $2.99, Equalizer 3, John Wick 3, The Accountant 2, Hail Me. Yes, hail you. Hail Troy Tempest. Oh, hail Midnight's Edge. Okay. That's what you mean. Okay. Hail me. Hail you. Hail all of us. Captain Sake Mangusto. Brie Larson's about to become a kind of beagle called Brie Arsony. I don't get it. Carrie Dalton, let me read a little bit of chat here. I had forgotten about Cool Runnings. Carrie Dalton, example, Kenny's good in it without overshining other actors. Yeah. And a new disguise. It'll be a while before Vic gets
flawed character in that role, too. Even though he's an amalgam and made up, but still.
Yeah, I don't understand. There's people talking about the Vic Mignogna thing. I don't understand what's going on. Mecca, you'll have to explain to me off the air.
We kind of staying out of it. It's not really in our domain. I mean, I don't want to. Mecca's really gotten into that over on her channel, definitely.
Yeah, I really haven't that much. Just all I said is,
you got to because of specific things like that.
Yeah.
I really don't want to spend a lot of brain power on it. So that's where I'm coming from. Galactus could kick Captain Marvel's ass. Galactus could kick anybody's ass. That's the thing.
See, that's like me in politics. If anyone starts talking that to me, I'm like, no, I don't want to hear it. I don't know. I don't care.
Zachariel, why are they still releasing Dark Phoenix? Because your guess is as good as mine is at this point.
They might as well make some money off of it. They spend all that money to make it.
I mean, this is just money in Disney's pocket at this point. But notice in the US, it does not have X-Men on it anywhere. All it is called is Dark Phoenix. It's called X-Men other places, but not in the US.
Probably because now that the X-Men are probably because part of the Disney stable.
It's like the supposed reshoots have not happened yet for New Mutants. I wouldn't expect much out of either. I'm surprised they're going to theaters with X-Men, to be honest with you, Dark Phoenix, whatever.
Yeah, Christian Garcia, I couldn't care less about politics either. Yeah, I care about politics, but it's not not in this arena.
It's not what we cover here. We cover corporate politics when it comes to Hollywood, yes. And sometimes politics do poke their head in entertainment, unfortunately. But for the most part, we try to avoid it. as a topic altogether, because to be honest, we know that a lot of members of our audience may not necessarily agree with all of our political stances on things, but that doesn't matter because that's not what our channel is
relevant. Yeah, it's not really relevant to what we talk about.
Mecca, you like that video I sent you by the guy Jonathan Pye. He talks about white privilege, and he talk about I was born in 1977. What do I have to do with any of this?
Yeah,
that guy.
Yeah,
it's true. Yeah.
Well,
go find if on YouTube, go find a guy named Jonathan Pye. He actually has a take on that. So
Christian Garcia brings up the Blade article from earlier. Yeah, they've been talking about that for a while. The rumors I heard was they were talking about doing Daughter of Blade, so they'd be bringing back Wesley Snipes as Blade, or have him playing basically the Whistler role and recast as a new Blade. But yeah, the rumor is they're looking at a possible R rating, which I'm not surprised. We knew that Fox and other things and other outlets were going to be ways of getting around the whole PG-13 thing. I wasn't too panicked until that Deadpool thing happened, but that didn't do so well, so I ain't too worried about it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm starting to wonder if that had more to do with getting the movie playing in China than it did with the PG-13 Deadpool per se.
Probably.
So there is a little bit of Brie Larson news that I linked you guys.
Boy.
Just a little
what
bit.
Does she say now?
There's a part with her singing with Samuel L. Jackson on the Jonathan Ross show.
Well, she is a singer, you know.
Yeah. Yep. Well, like any little Disney blonde pop princessy sort of girl, she's a quote unquote singer, meaning autotune used it for them. But
haven't you heard her song?
I don't want to. I sit through Discovery. Haven't I suffered enough?
Oh no, you never have suffered enough.
I know. I didn't want to click on it.
I don't care.
Bold's track is he said her music video is actually still on YouTube.
Michael Cheetos Scoops and salsa, and he started following them in real life.
Hey, I want chips and salsa.
I want some salsa.
Is that it?
Got out of us. It's one of them.
Oh God! What are we seeing? Oh no! Oh my God!
Yeah!
Oh, she's working as a waitress.
Bullshit.
Her voice is like every other little white girl.
Oh my God! All right, stop. Let's hold on. Wait, stop. Okay.
All right, this is awesome. She's on her knees picking up burgers, Rob. Look at that.
I just want to comment on some stuff, okay? But look, they both look exactly like her. The two girls at the and she has a guitar. Oh boy.
Oh, here's the chorus.
Oh no. Oh, any song that says "I'm like," I just want to punch in the face. I hate that so much.
Oh my God.
She sung in Scott Pilgrim too. No wonder I hated that movie. I hated Scott Pilgrim. I hated that movie so much, and I love Edgar Wright movies. That's the only one I can't stand.
Scott Pilgrim was like
that is real. That is literally real. Yes.
Scott Pilgrim is.
Go ahead.
The Scott Pilgrim, I didn't see it, but someone described it as a movie about music with no music in it.
Yeah. Yeah, it kind of looks like a video game, only dark and horribly unlikable characters. Like the main guy is cheating on his girlfriend. I'm like, ugh, I don't even want to see this. I didn't like anything about the Scott Pilgrim movie, but
Man of Action, Power Pop for the win. No, Power Pop is the Raspberries, it's the Smithereens, it's Cheap Trick, it's Badfinger. I don't know what that is. It's Teenage Fan Club. That's
little white girl music. That's little white girl, 14-year-old white girl music. I can't stand that. Every girl sounds like that when she sings through enough auto-tune and filters and studio effects.
Tim Riggs, thank you. $2. Her singing is dry without passion. Shocker.
We're gonna need that after we get taken down by Brie now.
I tried to talk over it.
Should I play another one of her songs?
Oh,
that's why I was saying stop, so I can analyze it. We can make it transformative.
Oh Lord, I don't know if you could transformatize that.
Well, you can sure as hell try.
Oh, here she-
Hold on.
Hello again.
Oh my God. Hello?
Friend, I knew
Oh,
Wow.
what the hell?
Every, every girl can sing like that.
was waiting for.
What am I listening to?
This is her.
It's her?
Yeah.
The truth is just.
Who wrote this song? What are you doing with this
You
song?
guys wrote everything, right?
Flash song.
Is it the same two guys who wrote every other song? Probably who wrote it.
By the Clash. That's all I seen.
Oh,
The
she covered a Clash song.
Oh
Okay.
God, she's like really young here. Holy shit.
Hold on, let me see what we got here. Let me see. She's
She's
like
like
Brie Larson. She
super young
said it's probably by Max Martin. Do people realize Brie Larson was a pop star? I'm like, there's like this. I don't want to say it's conspiracy, but this is like this concerted effort now to sort of to really make sure everybody knows that she's got more talents than just being an actress, and which she's not even that good at. Hold on, let me see. Brie Larson, genius. Stock.
I hate her voice.
Closer to what I would expect out of her.
Oh my God! Holy!
I
Like-
play guitar. Oh my God! Every little girl.
Finally out of
Yeah, I do too. I don't need to read a song saying I play guitar.
who wrote this. Finally out of PE.
Hi, I'm 14. And look at me. I hate these little girls so much sometimes. They're so annoying. I don't want to hear a 14-year-old girl playing guitar in her bedroom, and I don't need to hear some rich, privileged little bitch going around telling me how rich and privileged she is. I'm sorry. That's all this is a rich Southern California girl who had the money to get into the right talent agencies.
Mm-hmm. Written, she said, okay, that last song, she said, written by David Frank, Pamela Shane, and Lindy Robbins. Let's see what David Frank has also done. David Frank's songs, Genie in a Bottle. Oh, Genie in a Bottle. Can't Lose. Okay, Gino Atrapado, Christina Aguilera. So he's written some Christina Aguilera songs. No Matter What, Party All Night by Toya. This Groove by Victoria Beckham. The Hardest Thing by 98 Degrees. Okay, so he's written a lot of teen pop kind of stuff here. Genie, Feel For You, Shaka Khan, War Cry, Social Club Instance, Don't Lose My Number by Phil Collins. Really? The Letter by James Morrison. There's She Said Brie Larson. Yeah, okay. How Men Are, Aztec Camera. I haven't seen that name in ages. Dear God. I Don't Care, Angela Villa. Another Aztec Camera song, Paradise. Genie. Okay. Time Bomb by Sheena Easton. Okay, who are these other people? So he's like a Tin Pan Alley kind of writer.
He's an album filler guy, right?
Probably. Pamela Shane, she wrote Honey to the Bee by Play and Wonderland by Angela Villa. So all songs by okay.
So
okay,
basically they're songwriters for a lot of empty soulless
Yeah.
pop stars who don't actually write a lot of their own music, but they get a songwriting credit because they came up with like a word in the song or something.
Yeah. Craving by O-Town, Pamela Shane, she wrote that. He Loves You Not by Dream. Thank You, Dedication to the Fans, Christina Aguilera. Irresistible by Jessica Simpson. See, this is good radio right here. Lindy Robbins, let's see what she's done. Imagine it took 3 people to write that song. Really? It took 3.
I think between the 3 of us, we could write a better song now on the spot.
Lindy Robbins. Okay, hold on. Let's see what we got here for Super Chat. Thank you for Super Chats. Tim Riggs. Flat ass. Brie Larson. Flat ass, flat chest, flat voice, flat acting. Let's master.
He's not wrong.
Captain Flat Ass. Okay. Hurt So Good. Lindy Robbins. Hurt So Good. Ashford 5. Want to Want Me. Jason Derulo. No Goodbyes. Dua Lipa. Warrior, Demi Lovato. Yeah, Skyscraper, Demi Lovato's Half a Heart, One Direction. Slow Down, Selena Gomez.
We are
Paper
demonetized,
Cut.
by the way.
Yeah,
yeah.
we're always demonetized.
Send more super chats.
How did I not get demonetized on my video where I basically was calling some SJW a cum stain for like 5 minutes?
He wrote
How
Collide.
curious.
She wrote Collide by Rachel Platten. Nobody Does It Like You, Selena Gomez. Bang It Out by Breathe Carolina. And who the hell it is?
Yeah, a bunch of like empty soulless pop stars.
Yeah.
It's just manufacturer. She's a manufacturer.
Other one. All
This
right.
Lindsay Robbins has the most songwriting credits here.
All right. You asked for it.
I did.
Play
What'd
the
I
other
ask for?
one. Can I just?
What?
We're demonetized already.
He said he wanted another one.
Would they rather
No,
him
I didn't say
play or
that.
her play?
The Best Day of My Life by Jesse McCartney.
Let's
Hot.
see.
Hit and Run, Breathe Carolina. Who's Breathe Carolina? What the hell are you, Tom? You're gonna drive someone in the audience to do something desperate with this.
I know.
This Heart by Hilary Duff.
Larson, welcome to Sessions at AOL. Come on in.
Oh, for God's sake!
I'm Brie
Someone
Larson.
invite her into a studio.
I'm Brie Larson.
She's
I'm a
trying to be
pop
Avril.
star.
She's trying to be Avril Lavigne, isn't she?
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty much.
And Avril Lavigne isn't very interesting either.
Oh my God! But it's like,
So generic.
yeah, it's very but it's.
She reminds me of a drunk girl singing karaoke because they don't have her mixed there. That's live. No, really.
Well, okay, let's get the audience assessment. What do you think of this, guys?
She's cutting off her words too much. She needs to actually have some melody in her voice. She's singing through her nose. She's singing the top of her voice. She's not actually bringing it from her diaphragm. I had voice lessons, so I know exactly what she's doing wrong.
Yeah, even I know that. I never had voice lessons.
What are you talking about?
But she's got an Oscar, and she's a pop star because she's a skinny, rich blonde bitch.
Okay, all right. Hit pause a second. Okay, hit pause a second, Tom. Yeah, I kind of want you to keep it up there though. Hit pause, so we could just like rip it apart. But
anyway, stare at her. Yeah, we gotta stare at her when we're insulting her.
Get up there.
I mean, yeah, Captain Flatass.
Captain Whammin'.
Whammin'.
See, I want to start something new. Well, we're starting Orange Cat Good, the hashtag Orange Cat Good. I also want to start. We have to start blaming the matriarchy, our matriarchal society that we live in now, for everything that's wrong. Oh, it's just those women. It's just those women. It's just the matriarchy.
I am Whammin', hear me roar. Look at this guy here. This guy. Now keep going a little bit more. The guy
her bass player.
The guy playing the guy playing the Telecaster. Look at this guy. Okay, the bass player.
Yeah.
He's just like, when does the check clear? He's just like,
oh yeah, they're just tired.
Okay. Somebody told me I was going to be backing Lenny Kravitz. I didn't want to do the shit. And this guy's like, oh, do you think I can get a day with her? Wait, she's 14? No. Okay, and it's like the best session musicians that they could find that would play for free. It really is. This guy's like, this is. I hope that Slot and Sheryl Crow's tour opens up.
Ka-ching, we have a super chat. I need the ka-ching.
Hey, another. Yeah. Hold on. Epic. Here we go. There you go. Tim Riggs, Mecca. She has no lungs diaphragm to use.
That's true. She doesn't have anywhere to put them.
Yeah.
Oh, she's got cowboy boots.
She had to sing from your ass, and so we all know that. She has no ass.
Giggity, 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 giggity.
So
she sings like a skinny blonde white girl.
It's like, oh my God! And this chick with the keyboards, everyone's got headphones on. They're all listening to a different song.
I would.
That's
I would be. Wouldn't you? If you were playing this, you'd be like listening to the Beatles or something. Listen to a podcast.
When I quit a band one time, I told them, the last practice, I was actually playing a different song than you were, than all the rest of you were playing.
It does look like
you rap bastard,
like some like Disney show or something like that.
All right, That's enough of that. That's enough of that.
She's and we actually have some musical skill between us, all of us. This is why we can pick this apart, because we know what she's doing wrong.
Oh God.
And yeah, that type of music does appeal to the brainless masses, the little teenagers who don't really know any better, who see basically themselves on screen, because that's what she is. She's basically just a cookie cutter of every other girl who's just like her at that age. And that's what they do. They market it to that little demographic. So they think you can do it too. And it's not meant to be good music. It's not Bob Dylan. It's not the Beatles. It's not the Stones. It's not music for music people. Or
It's not even Herman's Hermits.
No, it's not even Herman's Hermits. And it's just for little kids to go and buy and spend their little allowance money on, or nowadays it's to spend their little Apple Tune gift cards that they get for their birthday.
I'm telling you now. I'm telling you right away.
I actually like Herman's Hermits.
That's the sexy Freddy and the Dreamers.
Well, even Freddy and the Dreamers, any of those guys are actually good.
I've seen Peter Noonan from Herman's Hermits actually multiple times. He is very, very good in person.
Oh, nice.
Very good. Yeah, and he was actually in Pirates of Penzance for years on Broadway. No, it's look, kids, you can do it better. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh.
All right. Have we had enough of ripping Brie Larson?
It's popular.
Did you ever see How I Met Your Mother when Robin was hiding that had a secret that she was hiding, and Barney thought she was doing porn, and then Barney found the video of her, and it turns out it looked like a porn movie, but it turned out that she was a Canadian pop star. It's like it's 1993. Why does everything look like the 80s? What'd you say?
I've seen the clips of it on YouTube.
Everybody come and play, come and dance your cares away. Let's go to the mall today. Robin Sparkles. That's right, Captain April. It's just like it's 1993. Why does it look like the 80s? Oh, the 80s didn't come to the to Canada until the early 90s. Tim Riggs, there was never enough ripping Brie Larson. But the thing is, this is not yeah, this is not like a long buried secret though. This is something she owns up to, so we can't even use it to embarrass her.
Well, no, she was on the Jonathan Ross show singing with Samuel L. Jackson now, and apparently it's one of the most cringy things that people have ever seen. I'm probably going to make a video of this. He was not allowed to ask her about anything interesting. It was just a little fluff piece to kiss her butt. He wasn't allowed to ask her, like, okay, what about all the controversy?
Well, that's what you had now about when you
How
16.
dare you?
Yeah, you did.
Are you saying?
Yeah.
Should I audition for the
Come on,
voice?
let me get a note.
You on the
Please.
chart,
I'm going to audition for the voice.
chair.
Oh, no, we've actually been preparing.
Go ahead.
Okay, so we've got a live audition going on. I'll turn mine as well. Here we go. I got mine. Okay. I'm here.
And get your shoe ready.
Okay.
Like she's got no ass.
Just in case.
Get your song ready. Rick, get
Okay.
your shoe.
Okay.
I'm getting stage fright, so I'm going to go with my go-to, which
Okay.
is because jellicles can and jellicles do. Jellicles can
Oh
and
my.
do.
Girl, you got my turn
Jellicles
already.
can and jellicles. Oh my
It's mom.
It feels like somebody's mom. Yeah.
Don't hit him.
No.
You throw it for her. Not
It's like
At her. You got to throw it here.
Let me show you.
No, it's a new shoe.
You throw it like
That is a new
I'll be honest
shoe.
with you, I did
oh
think it
god.
I mean, it was nearly there, but it wasn't quite.
Oh, there's more.
In the seven.
This is
Drunk?
oh god.
Sounds like a drunk girl screaming at the top of her
There's-
lungs.
You get
There's
a shoe and you get a sock.
She's wearing fucking slippers. What the fuck?
She wore bed. Yeah, she could be bothered to put on shoes.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh my god! And this,
Yes, hit the gong.
Right?
yes, hit the gong. But take the.
She's like a drunk. She's definitely like a drunk karaoke girl out there singing at the top of her lungs because she can't carry a tune.
But just take a look, though. I mean, even just like,
even for me,
she's trying to show off her ass, and you know that supposedly is her ass.
Where?
Even like, yeah, exactly. Where? I mean, apparently, this here
is me into looking at a boy's butt. I'm gonna kick you in yours.
Well, I don't think this is a boy's butt because like she's like said, you know, and she's got the skinny jeans on, and she's got the thing.
And that's a boy. I look at boys' butts all the. I mean.
You look at boys' butts all the time. Well, I thought this was that kind of show.
Shut up.
But like I said, there's nothing going on back there. I mean, you could.
There's nothing going on back there. There's nothing going on upstairs. There's nothing going on.
And look at how tight these jeans are too. I mean, they're designed to show off your butt, and it's failing badly. So,
all free Harvey. I can't take this. Except for the problem.
Wasn't that her? Yeah.
Chris the Geek Bowman. I've heard she's not very easy to screw though, especially if you're a TSA agent. But that's
because actually the horrible matriarchal society we live in, where women are just absolutely horrible to men.
Mm-hmm.
She'll slap you in the face sooner than smile at you. It's like, how dare you ask her? You know, how dare you tell her to smile? How dare you ask her for her phone number?
Okay, and even like here's like a frontal. There's a frontal look at, and she was on the set of some movie. Like, I don't know what movie this is, but it's like, oh yeah, oh, you're body shaming her. I'm like, you're damn straight we're body shaming her. You're damn straight. You know, because listen, hey, you bring this. I hate saying she brought this on herself, but you know, she's a public figure. So even here, you know,
you, but still, I'm just.
I mean, like, okay, look, she's saying, oh God, how long do I have to be here? See, you know, the obvious disdain in her eyes, and the you know, and the sneering lips right there, you know, and
look, like she's so generic looking. I can't even tell who she is half the time. Her face has nothing distinguished or discernible.
And the boobs, obviously, these are that's padded out right there.
Oh, that's
obviously,
a demi bra.
Yeah, so
I'm staying out of
bra. And like the tight skinny jeans and the sneakers. I mean, obviously, like I said, it's on the set of a movie, but it doesn't do it. Yeah, you look like somebody's aunt who lives in the country. Maybe she's doing some yard work. Yeah, not exactly a girl about town here.
She doesn't look like a movie star.
No, well, like I said, she's on the set of a movie here, but still, at the same time, you know.
But still, like, remember in like back in the day, we had movie stars that you could tell who the hell they are when they're walking down the street. I wouldn't even recognize her, and I talk about her every day. I wouldn't even notice her if she walked right in front of me.
I've seen women behind a convent wall that were more glamorous. So
yeah,
she's got one of those scowl marks on her head, like I do, because I have a child. That cool crease right between your eyebrows.
The cool wine on, yeah. Yeah. Actually, Tyler's
aunt
is probably more alluring, yeah.
So, oh shit!
I remember what she looks like, and I only saw one picture of her. Brie Larson, I cannot remember day in and day out, and I look at her every day.
Anorexic Ellie Mae Clampett. Oh boy! All right. Well,
pretty hot. I don't know about that. She
gets
all that stuff.
So he moved to Beverly Hills. That is swimming pools, movie stars, pimps, hookers, dykes. But I think that show, you know. All right, what do you say? Have we had enough? We'll be back tomorrow. Well, join us again tomorrow for another. Do we have any soap opera music we can play?
I don't know if we'll make it again tomorrow. I think we're done for.
You think Andre's going to pull the plug on this
episode? Well, not just Andre. I think everybody's going to pull the plug on us. I think we're done for.
Oh, we're so under the radar. We're so under the radar. It's not even.
Oh, I'm sure we're gonna wind up on somebody's radar sooner or later.
Good. We'll get more listeners tonight on a very special Midnight Edge After Dark.
That's too
Rob
good.
and Tom.
Positive.
Rob and Tom learn a valuable lesson about objectification.
Sucks.
Tim Riggs, no ass, the $5 super chat. Ka-ching! That's tomorrow on a very special Midnight Edge After Dark. Rob and Tom learn a very special lesson about not to objectify women. Special guests will be Anita Sarkeesian, Gloria Steinem, and Nina Hartley.
I'm not reading that super chat. So.
No ass, no chest, a face that looks like a parent accidentally squashed her head in a car door as an infant. That's what I'm here for.
No.
All right, let's wrap this up.
The homeschool look.
Yeah, the homeschooled look. Yeah. Mommy, my mother. I'm special. I'm special. I was
There
always
you
taught
are.
to be special. Okay, if you like what we do here, why wouldn't you? Click subscribe, like button, and click the bell icon. Hit the main channel, click subscribe, like, and the bell icon over there. You can head over to Patreon. Patreon users, pardon me, will get all kinds of bonuses, bloopers, outtakes, lost episodes. It's just special behind the making of videos and more. You can see my 10-minute stand-up set. And you can support the channel for as little as $1 a month. If you don't have the means to support us there, please click like, subscribe, share with your friends, because we cannot do this without you. Isn't that right, Mecca? Mecca, tell them about your channel.
I am Mecha Random 42. I complain about Brie Larson more, and I swear more over there. So if you like me swearing here, I swear more over there, and I'm a little bit more brutal. I complain about Discovery. I have Patreon, Twitter. I stream on Twitch sometimes. I play Mario Kart on Switch, and I think that's it. What else do I do? I'm always here. Where are we?
Rob ate your lunch in the refrigerator, though, just to warn you. And just so everybody knows that we do not reflect the opinions or thoughts of Midnight's Edge here. So just so we don't get into trouble. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah, no, don't take us too seriously. It's after dark, folks.
No, we're not. We don't mean any like actual ill will. Anything we say is just for jokes.
Oh, there's a picture of with her nipples are poking through.
Oh, holy shit! Is that the one? Which is that from the Vanity Fair thing where she's like, where they're like, she's not trying to save the womankind, but she's doing her best, or she can't save womankind, but she's doing her best.
No, it's a still from a movie. What movie? From Endsville?
Don't look at me. I'm a strong woman. Here's my nipples.
So, yeah, surprisingly, not sexy. Surprisingly,
see it.
Show us. Just look up Endsville and Brie Larson Endsville. You'll find it. Would you like to have a second by Zippel? Okay, all right, kids. Like I said, just look up Endsville. Like I said, surprisingly, very unsexy. Well, yeah, I need more. I need like soap opera music.
Again?
No. I need it for future use. I need church music.
Well, I just played.
Yeah. For my. Give me the church organ music, Tom. For the congregation out there. It's a new character. Colonel Reverend Dr. Billy Ray Hopper.
I can give you some if you're
Yes, my friends, welcome to the Church of Midnight's Edge. I am the Colonel Reverend Dr. Billy Ray Hopper coming, and yes, lest y'all be damned by that evil robot Shlomo. Oh, he is a vile one. Oh, he's encouraging to look at the unmentionables of a certain young actress that we shall not name. Now, I encourage you Line up here and be saved. Do you wish to purge Satan from your heart and from your daily life? Then be saved, brothers and sisters. Chastity is the only way. You must not look at the demon nudity on the internet. Oh, the internet has some vile things. I was on a pornographic site named Pornhub.com. I was looking up. Two young ladies were roaming the world of earthly delights. Oh my word! Oh, the devil's heart almost overtook me. Oh. Yes, we must purge the Brie Larson from our lives, brothers and sisters. Yes, we must purge. Join Dr. Billy Ray, Colonel Dr. Reverend Harper next time here at the Midnight Sage. Yes, Colonel Reverend Dr. Billy Ray Harper. Thank you, everybody. Throw Brie Larson into the quicksand. Yes. Men are finding sexual gratification and watching young ladies sink into quicksand. Oh my word. Of the world. What the hell is that? All right, let's wrap this.
I went to another thing here. Wrap it up, Rob.
All right, everybody, thanks for joining us. Thank you, Mecca. Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Dr. Reverend Colonel Billy Ray Harper. We'll catch you next time. Yes.
Shut up! You had your finger in my ass! You're a whore. Up yours, bimbo.
I found religion.
What are you, turning into some kind of feminist?
I like big Asian butts, and I cannot lie.